Subscribe to the Regretful Penguin to raise awareness on bad literature. April Digest! Hello and welcome back to the Regretful Penguin with your favorite and only host, 1T1. I'm sorry for the messy schedule, but I'm here now. Everything's good and peachy, I think. So let's see what happened in April as far as my literature mess thing is concerned. Keep your salt by yourself in case you hear an opinion you don't like, so you can throw it, you can do your karma thing, I don't know. First off, I had the realization that my journey through the ACOTAR series will be a long one. I mean, I kinda suspected it, but some weeks ago SJM posted something on Instagram about being on a draft mode of ACO what? People began speculating the topic of the new A Court of book and think it will be focusing on Elaine, one of Farrah's sisters, the dumb one. We'll see about that. Also, if you watched my previous review, I got myself a Kindle Unlimited subscription, though I'm not sure how long I will keep it because many of the titles are not my cup of tea, but we'll see about that as well. On videos. Other than the March Digest, I reviewed 3 books this month. The first one is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. It was so stupid and sugary it hurt, but as it happened for ACOTAR, I bought the sequel. And also I have to mention that I'm recording this video in May and today I just picked it from my TBR jar. The sequel, I mean, The Ballad of Never After. Fuck me. But anyway, the plot follows the adventures of broken-hearted Evangeline Fox with a deity called Jax, a fate who is going to extremes to reach his goals. It was messy, but it was somehow salvaged towards the end, so yeah. Next we have Belladonna by Adeline Grace, a prime example on how not to go about rewriting a classic. In this case, the poor victim was Jane Eyre. Signa Farrow's history is entangled with death. During her 17 years of life, she went from guardian to guardian because they all died. Now she has to solve the mystery of the death of her aunt and the poisoning of her cousin while attending lessons and getting to know a stable boy better. Yeah, no, this was no, it was a different kind of stupid compared to Once Upon a Broken Heart. In this case, I didn't bother buying the sequel. The novel ends with a sort of cliffhanger, but I prefer pulling off and not going ahead with the series. Last book I reviewed is Her Russian Daddy by Bianca Cole, which you can find on Kindle Unlimited along with the other books in the series. This one is a mafia romance, so a dark romance with mafia elements. As I mentioned in the video, this is corn on paper because of the explicitness of the scenes and the shallow plot. A private investigator working for the Italian mob in New York begins a secret relationship with the Russian hitman she's investigating. Her boss finds out and kidnaps her. The Russian hitman rescues her and they live happily ever after. If you don't get into it with great expectations, you might get some fun passages to read. Thank goodness that's not everything I've read. The first book I concluded reading in April is None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, which is a thriller about a podcaster meeting a woman who, let's say, is quite obsessed with her. Basically like our Yuri with Eva in Her Russian Daddy minus the romance. The fun part is, at the end, you'll still be puzzled about what happened because the book has more POVs and the title telling you that none of this is true doesn't really help you decide who's telling the truth. Just in case, if I ever find my birthday twin by chance, I leave Earth and move to Neptune. Next, after dealing with Belladonna, I filled my cultural gap with And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which gave me the proof that you don't need a fucking 7 million pages book to write an efficient story. 10 people, each hiding a mystery, are gathered on an island and die one by one in a manner similar to the one told in a nursery rhyme. Fast-paced, puzzling, and mysterious, and in the end everything makes sense and nothing is pulled out of the ass. Great if if you're into thrillers. After that, I've read Song of Silver, Flame Like Night by Amélie Wenzhao, which is a fantasy set in an imaginary colonized China. The two protagonists, Lan and Zhen, are united by destiny and each holds a secret that can help overthrow the regime of the colonizers, the Elantians, who are your classic white trash invaders. Man, Europeans ruled the world, didn't they? I'm European, I can joke about that. I must admit, it was a slow burn, it's very descriptive and it took me a while to finish it, but I loved the atmosphere, the elements referring to Chinese culture and mythology, and the female protagonist was not the usual fantasy pain in the butt I'm used to seeing in these novels. Definitely give it a try if you don't mind rich and long descriptions. I'll buy the sequel Dark Star Burning, Ash Falls White, but not just yet. After dealing with her Russian daddy, I decided to make myself a TBR jar, so now all my reads are depending on fate. No, actually I didn't want some books to end up with 3 centimeters of dust on the shelf, and I didn't want my bias to interfere with my TBR list, so that's why I made a jar, from which I picked The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which is inspired by And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, except that here only one person perishes. And I loved it! It's narrated from different points of view, and every person has something to do with the victim. The setting is an island where 2 people are getting married, and wow, was it a page turner. I recommend it 100%. And for my last read of April, the TBR jar said, okay, you can't avoid it anymore, and had me pick A Court of Mr. Fury, the second installment of the ACOTAR series, and I don't want to spoil anything because this book will get its very own review. Okay, as for my new purchases, aside from my Kindle Unlimited subscription, which I'ma tell you, I don't know how long it will last, and I think I've already said that. Because, I mean, how many Brotato titles do I have to read to make it worth? I mean, no. The first 2 books I bought are The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, by whom I also have Yellow Face, and Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. It's okay, the Regretful Penguin thrives on such novels and I made a deal with it, so yeah. I'm not expecting much from a book series that has insert random verb me as the title, but yeah, time will tell. After these I ordered something from the bookstore I usually go to. I wanted to read something by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and none of the plots really spoke to me except Malibu Rising, so I went with that. Then I got Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Eng? I don't know. Eng. Probably. Which is also a pick from the Reader's Book Club. My friend Temple Book Chatting recommended it, so I thought I should get it. In the same batch I had The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, which is laying on my nightstand. Yeah. No. I'm sorry, I just... Why did I get myself into that? I don't know. But anyway. And in the same batch, there was One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, another fantasy I heard a lot about. The last purchases of April are The Secret History by Donna Tartt, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. The Secret History is everywhere with A Little Life by Hania Anagiara, usually, but I'm not going to read A Little Life because, listen, no. I have a delicate mental sanity, okay? I'm pretty sure this book is worth reading, but I don't need any depressing read at the moment, thanks. But The Secret History had me intrigued because of academia and stuff, so I'm willing to give it a go. I don't know what The Paris Apartment is about. Probably an apartment in Paris, but it's just a guess. But Lucy Foley did a damn good job with the guest list, and if The Paris Apartment lives up to it, I'm gonna have anything she publishes. And last, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder has been on my mind for a while. Then my mom read it, and listen, she postponed her groceries to read the ending, so that's enough for me. And that was it for my April digest. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please please leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel. Yuri Lankov and Eva Johnson are watching you from above. As usual, thank you so much for watching, be safe and take care of yourself. Ciao!